Before you begin your relaxation and imagery work, there are a few basic things to deal with. If there are other people around, tell them you wish to be left uninterrupted. You should be sitting or laying down in a place where you can relax completely. It's usually helpful to close your eyes. Make yourself comfortable with your hands apart and your legs uncrossed. If you need to be awoken, you'll awake fully alert, but for now you can just relax. Follow all the instructions fully and completely. Make yourself comfortable now. Now, let me explain to you a little bit about hypnosis. Going into trance is not the same as being unconscious, and what you are likely to experience when you go into your own hypnotic trance. You can hear everything I say, although you do not have to try to listen. Comes from the Greek word hypnos, meaning sleep. Your unconscious mind will ensure that you hear. The reason it was called hypnosis, however, was not because they were actually asleep and understand, but it involved a person sitting or lying down with their eyes comfortably closed. Everything I say, at the same time, relaxing, and learn all you need, focusing their minds on specific thoughts and ideas. Though at first you may be more aware of some things, their mind remained very alert than you were before. It was just their bodies relaxing. Sounds in the room, giving the impression of sleep to others. Sounds of my voice. So what I would like you to recognize, sensations in hands or feet, is that hypnosis is a very natural occurring state of mind and body, thoughts, images that you've experienced many times in your past, because with your eyes closed, perhaps you can remember a time when you awoke on a relaxing weekend. It becomes easier and easier. You still felt a little tired. To become more and more aware, you gently allowed your eyes to close. A variety of things. And as you lay there with a growing inner feeling of comfort, would otherwise go overlooked, there may have been times that you were forgetting about your body resting in the support and comfort of your alteration of awareness. And as you begin to feel drowsy, the mind begins to experience, your mind gently begins to dream, letting go. And later, you awoke with a slight confusion, even of the effort it takes, amazed at how much time had been drifting by, exactly where your arms are positioned. Another example may have been when you sat down in a comfortable chair to read. The effort it takes to be aware at first, when you begin to read those words, you were aware of sounds than the other, and the occasional distraction. Too much effort. As your eyes began to focus to bother making more fully on each word. Takes time. Then those words began to change into images. Your own there may have been times that you became so absorbed in those images as you begin to learn. Even you forgot than before you were reading. And the story begins to happen to you to relax. When you become more and more absorbed in that story, then you become more absorbed in your own inner creative world. Someone may enter the room quiet, calm, where you're sitting so comfortably. And you're so focused on that story happening, toward it, so deeply focused that you were unaware of the other person's presence more and more completely. And then later times, a place of you've been so absorbed in that story, perhaps letting go, you begin to feel a little drowsy. Your eyes feeling heavy and tired. To be aware of I'm sure there have been times in the past, or the meaning no matter how hard you tried to keep those eyes open, too much effort to bother me, they just felt more and more tired. So much easier. Then you just allow your eyes to gently close. As you become to allow so much more absorbed in your own inner experience, drifting down, and you forget about yourself as your mind drifts towards the surface of wakefulness. Later, at times, when you awoke, it almost seemed as if you had lost time. Or you wondered if you fell asleep because you have a conscious mind. Then at other times, and an unconscious mind. Perhaps when you've been driving, and the unconscious mind. When people first learn to drive, the back of the mind. Sometimes that learning was easy, but at other times, learning was difficult to understand, and perhaps to respond, you were not consciously aware of that learning. Things I might say. Someone sitting next to you without the need for you, guiding you to do anything at all. Later, when you had learned, so much easier, you could be driving down the road, listening to your favorite song, to be sitting able to relax so comfortably. Gradually becoming more and more absorbed in drifting down. You become less and less aware of the world around you. Quiet calmness, effortless awareness. The music evokes pleasant memories of many different things, feelings from your past, without the need to make an effort. When you really could feel good about yourself. To remember exactly. And suddenly you reach your destination. And to your surprise, you have no conscious recall as to how you got there. To make the effort it might take. What most people experience with hypnosis is similar of arms, to when you go to bed, or legs, not when you're asleep, or your entire body, but that period of time when you're laying comfortably in your bed, your back in time and space, your pillow supporting your head, that free floating place, noticing or feeling of warmth, letting go, your eyes allowing events to blink more slowly in their own way, before you gently allow your eyes to close. I'd like you to just pay attention to as you continue to breathe. Now nothing could be more natural. You continue to relax. A gentle movement that happens all by itself. You pay more attention and take some deeper breaths, observing those all the way out. Breathe in, becoming ever more clear and lucid. As you hear my voice, taking these deeper breaths, think about their previous waves to the right frequency for past memories, past successes. You can enjoy feeling the beginning of trance, while others consider their future relaxation. But don't all go into trance any faster than is right relaxing, for you, without any conscious effort. Notice in your own time how the air you breathe in is slightly cooler in your own way in your nostrils, how it's warmer when you breathe out. As you become more absorbed, so much easier to observe. There are often times when you forget where you are, just like you're breathing. Yet your heart carries on beating on another level when you're not aware of it. You recognize you are safe. Be aware of your pulse now, in your own inner experience. What else are you not aware of yet? Some people begin to feel, allow yourself to become as if they are drifting, more and more absorbed, or floating in the sounds and energy of your own body. And they twitch a muscle as you go into trance, which you hear my voice to alert them for a second, in many different ways, so that you, my voice, and they can recognize that you are safe, will guide and empower you. And once again, while your unconscious learns to become ever more deeply relaxed, feel the energies all around you, so you can now understand the energy of going into trance throughout your entire life, a gateway to trance. And the more deeply you have been thinking in this way, thoughts continue, but the more deeply you have been absorbed in that experience. When you need to, and that in itself, all that you need, is a naturally occurring hypnotic state. Throughout trance, your willpower and concentration are strengthened. So if you sit there wondering if you can go into trance today, and even as you relax, you can be safe in the knowledge and more. The inner you already knows how to go into trance. And in your own way, your consciousness can take a rest now. As you relax more and more, your mind automatically moves towards those thoughts, ideas, images that clarify most clearly for you the very things you know and do that seem to get in the way. Your awareness migrates towards things that need attention. In the same way, animals migrate automatically. Without thinking or trying, they seem to know where to go and when, and what to do to take care of themselves. An inner voice, and inner awareness that draws their attention, sets them in motion, moving towards a place, an inner space of quiet comfort and effortless relaxation. To suddenly know the time is right for a change. To suddenly know the exact change needed. To recognize that feeling, an inner awareness, a recognition. Something needs to change, and needs to change now. We can imagine how it might feel to know without knowing what needs to be done, to be told without hearing by an inner voice, an inner feeling. Do this now. And you can imagine how it might feel to have actions flow from those feelings, responding effortlessly, automatically, to an inner awareness, an inner knowing that tells you what to do and when, and how to do it. To be born with the knowledge, to trust that feeling, to be so comfortably aware of oneself that everything becomes easier. A decision, a knowing that is part of each being, that guides and directs automatically towards things needed. A migration of thought or awareness, which presents memories, ideas, understanding for you to use, for you. Even as you relax, your mind moves toward those things needed. Your unconscious provides that awareness that you can use later or right now. Now, before I wake you, I want you to know that as each day goes by, you are going to become a little more mentally calm, a little more clear in your mind each day, which means you are going to be able to think more clearly, see things more clearly, so that nothing and no one will ever be able to affect you in the same way. Your mind becomes more and more clear, crystal clear, allowing you to feel physically more relaxed too, not only in your body, but more relaxed about yourself, about the world around you. And as the days and the weeks and the months go by, and you become ever more calm and clear in your mind, ever more relaxed in your body, it'll be perfectly natural that you are going to cope better with anybody and anything and any situation you have to handle in your daily life. And because you are coping more calmly, more confidently too, because you will have greater self-control, greater control over the way you think, greater control over the way you feel, greater control over the way you do things. Every day, you are going to experience a greater feeling of well-being, a physical as well as mental feeling of well-being, a greater feeling of safety and security too, than you have experienced in a long, long while, allowing you to live your life in a way that will be so much more satisfying to you. Now I'm going to count from 1 to 10, and with each number between 1 and 10, you can allow yourself to become a little bit more awake, a little bit more aware with each number. With each number between 1 and 10, you will begin to feel more and more aware, and at the number 8, you can open your eyes. At number 10, you'll be wide awake, fully wide awake. Waking up feeling fine, feeling more optimistic than you have felt in a long, long time. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, waking up. All normal feelings returning to every part of your body. 7, 8, open your eyes. 9, maybe taking a great big stretch. 10, wide awake, fully wide awake.